Apostolic Bible Church Vacation Bible School 1990 is presented by Pastor James A. Jones and the Apostolic Bible Church members. Bible Stories by Virginia Jenkins, Jocko the Clown, and other members of the Apostolic Bible Church.
Hello, boys and girls. She's all dressed up for this occasion.
Don't I look nice? Yeah. Something under? Yes, I have something under. I have my clothes under. This year, boys and girls, our story's going to be about a little black boy that lived in Africa. His name was Yarrow. Now, he was about your age, some of you boys and girls, about like Jason over there, I think, about 9 years old. But he didn't have a mama and daddy like you. You boys and girls have mamas and daddies, but Yarrow didn't have a mama and daddy. So he had to live with his aunt and his uncle, his Aunt Raby and Uncle Alan. And they didn't really like Yarrow. They didn't want him. They wasn't good to him at all. They was mean to him. He had to work for them, but they just were mean to him. He just gets so unhappy. Oh, I just wish I had a mama and daddy like other boys and girls. I wished I had somebody that would love me. I know them other boys and girls are loved, but nobody loves me. Aunt Raby don't love me. Uncle Allie don't love me. I just don't have anybody. I just don't have anything. Yarrow, what you doing? Turn around, his aunt was yelling at him. I'm just over here, Aunt Raby. I'm over here. You know I'm over here with my little stick that... He had a little stick. I couldn't find a stick like this. He had a little stick. He just loved to sit, trying to make a noise when he thought he was trying to sing. Most of the time, the same noise he made, but he had fun doing it anyway. But Aunt Raby said, Yarrow, get over here. What's the matter with you? Yes, Aunt Raby, what do you want? I want you to go fetch me some water. Go carry some water up here. But Aunt Raby, I am so hungry. Don't talk to me about being hungry, young man. Remember last night you got to scrape your uncle's bowl when he got through. But Aunt Raby, there wasn't very much in that. Not my trouble. I can't help it. You know all you get around here most of the time is what's left on the table or on the plate. If there's nothing left, you don't eat. Wouldn't that be a terrible way to live? You boys and girls aren't like that. Well, poor Yarrow didn't have hardly anything to eat. He was skinny, he was poor, and his tummy hurt most of the time because he didn't have anything to eat. But I want you to go get me some water, so I'm trying to fix some porridge here. Well, that's something like good. It might be something like oats. She was fixing breakfast for herself and for Uncle Allie. Yarrow thought, maybe, just maybe, if she turned around, I can get a little bit of porridge in my hand. So Aunt Raby turned around and do something else with Yarrow was starting to go towards that pot. Yarrow, what are you doing? I'm thinking about going to get the water, Aunt Raby. Well, get to going then. You're trying to get some food. I know what you're doing. Oh, Aunt Raby, now, don't say that. He wasn't being very nice right then because he had been trying to get some of it. But he was so hungry, and it smelled so good that I could just have a little bit of it. Go get the water. So poor Yarrow walked way out to the well, had to draw up some water and carry it back. He said, now can I have some? Said, I got your water. Can I have some food now? No, you can't have any food now. You know what you're supposed to be doing every day. You know what your job is to do. He had a job he had to do every day. He had to take the goats to go eat. Now, they lived in a little bitty town. Nothing near like Brownsville, just a little bitty village. But they had their animals right there. They had some goats, they had a pig, and they had some chickens. And every day, Yarrow had to take those goats out, whether he had anything to eat or not, so they could have something to eat. Every morning he had to take the goats out. Well, Aunt Raby could have just had just a little bit of breakfast before I go. Not a bite. And he had to have just a little bit of scraps left the night before from his uncle's bowl, and there wasn't very much left in there, I don't imagine. So he said, well, all right, I'll take the goats out. Now listen, Yarrow, when you go out there, don't you lose one of them goats. Don't you let any of them goats get in Farmer Sam's cornfield. If you do, you're going to be in trouble. Well, now, Aunt Raby, I never did let anything happen to him. But just make sure you don't this time. So now get going. So 4 hours decided, well, I might as well go on with the goats. Here it goes. Oh, I wish I was a goat. They have more to eat than I do. They get treated better than I do. I wish I was a goat. Maybe somebody'd like me if I was a goat. 4 hours. Now, this day when he takes the goats out, I want you to know that Yarrow did something that he had never done before. He did something that really pretty bad, really going to get him in trouble. What do you suppose he did that was so bad? He'd never done. What do you suppose he had never done before?
Okay, Sister Jenkins, everybody be quiet now. Sister Jenkins is going to tell some more of the story of Yarrow.
Yes, we I can't talk to
Elephant is back.
Yeah, Yarrow woke up from his nap. But you remember, before he went out there, he did something real bad. You remember that? He's old. He's old. Just like Brother Piper said, read the Bible, it'll tell you the story. Yarrow didn't know anything about him, so that's why he went ahead and took that corn cake and went closer. Oh, I feel so good after that nap. Oh, no! How could this happen? I don't believe it. Oh, the goats. The goats are gone. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Uncle Allen will have a fit. What am I going to do? Oh, I know. I'll bet it got to raining, and the goats decided to go home. They know the way home. They go that way out there and back every day. So they knew the way home. So Yarrow thought, oh, that's okay. They went home. Got the rain, so they just went home. So he thought, well, I guess I might as well go home too. Uncle Allen may say, why didn't you come with him? Well, I got to think of something to tell him. What am I going to tell him? What am I going to say? Oh, they had time. I just took it as a little teeny-weeny nap, and when it got to rain, they just decided to go home. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell him. They didn't want to step in the rain, so they just decided to go home. So they got home okay, so I'll be okay. No problem. Nothing wrong with me. The closer he got to home, he could hear something. Let's get those close so he could hear it. It's all your fault! I didn't recognize that voice. Somebody said, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Yes, it's your fault. Your goats ate all my corn. Now I don't have any corn out in the field. It's your fault. It's your goats. Don't blame me, Uncle. I said, I didn't do it. I didn't take my goats out there. It's your goats and you've done it. It's your fault. You gotta pay me. I'm not gonna pay you. It ain't my fault. You will pay me, Farmer Sam said. About that time, Uncle Allie said, oh, I know. It's Yarrow's fault. Yarrow takes the goats out there. It's not my fault. Blame Yarrow. Don't blame me for it. Uncle Sam said, where is Yarrow? Here I am, Farmer Sam. Aha! You're the one that let all the goats get away. Oh, who, me? Yeah, you. All the goats got away. You think I'd do something like that? He knew that he'd done wrong, but he was going to try to get out of it. Farmer Sam said, they ate all my corn. Now there's no corn in the field. What am I going to do? Well, that's sure too bad, Yarrow said. What do you mean it's too bad? You're going to have to pay for that corn. Well, I don't have any money, and why blame me? You're the one who's taking care of them goats. It's your fault they got away. Well, I did take just a little bitty nap. Now, then he told me another story. He took a long nap. He said, I did take a little bitty nap. Maybe they got away. Farmer Sam said, I found them all in my corn, and I had to bring them all home. And you're going to have to pay for this some way. Uncle Allie said, well, I guess I'll have to punish you. Yarrow said, what are you going to do, take me down to the jail to see the policeman? I think that's a pretty good idea. So Uncle Allie and Yarrow and Farmer Sam, they go downtown to see the policeman. Farmer Sam told the policeman what had happened. The policeman said, Yarrow, did you do that? Did you let them goats get away and eat that corn? Who? Me? Yeah, you. You're the only one that's out there. Well, now, policeman, do you think I'd do something like that? I wouldn't want them to eat that corn. Maybe you didn't want to, but you let them get away, didn't you? Well, now maybe I did take just a little teeny nap. Well, maybe I took this a little bit longer than what I thought, but you can't blame me. The policeman said, why, I can't blame you. You're supposed to watch them goats every day and not let them get in anybody's car, let them go wander off someplace. It is your fault. So what are you going to do? Put me in jail? The policeman thought for a while. Well, let's see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let your uncle punish you. This is the first time you've done... Oh, yes, by the way, Yarrow, someone told me something else you did. Did you take a corn cake without paying for it? Who? Me? Yeah, you. Somebody saw you take a corn cake. Well, you see it this way, Mr. Policeman. I was so hungry, and I didn't have a penny, so, well, I guess you could say, yeah, I did take it. That's two things you're going to be punished for taking the corn cake, stealing that, and letting the ghost get out and eat all of the corn. Now, it's up to your uncle to punish you. Uncle Alva said, oh, I don't know what's bad enough. I can't think of anything bad enough to do to him. The policeman says, come here. Come here now. So Uncle Alva went to the policeman. Aha, that's an idea. Now, don't you tell anybody. Aha, that's an idea, Uncle Alva said. He said, all right, Yarrow, let's go on home. And then I'll tell you what's going to happen to you. And if you come back tomorrow night, you'll find out what Uncle Alva told me. But don't you tell.
Well, I would.
You better
I
not.
wouldn't want that to happen to me.
Well, I don't know what happened to me either, but if you tell it, something happened to you. So you watch out. Don't you tell nobody.
Okay.
Somebody will say, oh, please, 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 Sister Jones, don't you tell nobody.
Ready.
I'm ready. How many of you boys and girls have liked the story of Yarrow? Glad you liked it. Remember what happened to him last night? Oh, yeah. Okay, what?
He ran away from home and went to the store, and he talked to this lady, and then he saw her.
I didn't say what he saw. Yes, you're right. He had run away from home and he went into the marketplace and he met Miss Ruth. And she was so good to him, gave him something to eat. And then she began to talk to him about Jesus because he had never heard of Jesus. He didn't know who Jesus was. Miss Ruth told him all about Jesus, and Yarrow began to feel bad. He said, well, I've done terrible things, remember? Yarrow took something that didn't belong to him. Remember, he went to sleep and let all the goats go away and eat all the corn? So he had done some bad things. But Miss Ruth told him, said, Jesus doesn't care what you've done. He'll forgive you of anything you've done if you just sit down and pray and ask him. So Yarrow got down, remember, and he prayed. Asked Jesus to come into his heart. He said, God, he said, oh, I feel so much better. So I really feel good. Because that load of sin was gone from his heart. He had Jesus in his heart. He was really feeling good. And all at once he looked around and he saw the white man that he had heard the story about. His father had, or his uncle had said the white man would take boys and cut them up and either make soap or soup. That's why he ran out. He had to hide. I gotta hide. Miss Ruth said, Yarrow said, come on back in here. Oh, I can't. I don't want you to see me. What do you mean you don't want who to see you? That white man. He's the one that cuts up boys and makes soup or soap out of them. I don't want him to see me. Oh, now, Yarrow, come on. He's not going to do that to you. He's a good man. He's a kind man. Well, Yarrow had liked Miss Ruth all the time. He thought, well, maybe she's telling me the truth. So Yarrow came on by over where Miss Ruth was. Well, that time the white man was there. She said, Yarrow, this is Mr. Starr. That he is a missionary. He is the one that takes little boys that no one else wants, boys that nobody else loves. He takes them and he's good to them. He's kind to them. He buys them new clothes. He talks to them about Jesus. That he is really good. So he's not going to hurt you. Yarrow said, Mr. Starr, are you going to make soup out of me? Why, no, Yarrow. You're a fine young man. I wouldn't hurt you for anything. She said, I love boys and girls. So that's why I'm here, is to tell moms and dads and boys and girls about Jesus. Mr. Starr said, what about your mom and dad? Starr said, I don't have a mom. I don't have a dad. I don't have anybody that loves me. Nobody cares about me. Mr. Starr said, where do you live? Well, I've been living with my aunt and my uncle. They don't love me. They don't want me. So now I run away from home. Now I have no place to go. Nobody wants me. I'm no good. I don't want to have to. Mr. Starr said, don't talk like that. Said, you're a fine boy. Said, you can grow to be a fine man. No. There's just no use. I'm just no good. Miss Ruth said, now, Yarrow, you know that you prayed and asked Jesus to come into your heart and how much better you felt. Yes, I did feel pretty good. But I've been thinking, I don't guess I'll ever amount to anything. My aunt and uncle, I'll never amount to anything. He was talking to Mr. Starr, and all at once he heard, Yarrow! Yarrow! Where have you been? Yarrow turned around, there was his Uncle Alec. Of all people to find him. Where have you been, you no-account? Boy, where have you been? Well, Uncle Alec, he decided he was going to stand and talk to him. Uncle Alec, you don't love me. Aunt Ruby don't love me. Nobody loves me. So I run away from home. Uncle Alec said, aha, there's the white man. He's the one that he's going to make soup out of you. No, he's not, Uncle Alec. He said he loves boys and girls. Ha, yeah, that's what he sent him to get him. He'll take him, he said, I wish he'd take you and make soup out of you. Yarrow said, he won't do that to me. He said, he's been talking to me for a long time and said, he's good to us and he's going to buy me some new clothes. He's going to put shoes on my feet and a shirt on me. I don't have to go around in these old ragged clothes anymore. And said, Uncle Alex, said, something else happened to me. But I prayed to Jesus. What? Now you know we just got one thing we pray to. We pray to these little dolls. Said, that's the only thing you can pray to. No, Uncle Alex, I've heard about somebody else. I've heard about Jesus. The one that can save us, can keep us, can help us. Uncle Alex said, you're crazy. You're a crazy kid. I always think you know, Cap, you're crazy. Well, Uncle Alec, Mr. Starr said he would like to take me with him back to his home. That he's got a school where I can go to school, I can learn to read and write, I can learn lots of things about the Bible, and maybe someday I can come back and tell you about it. Ah! I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Well, Uncle Alec, would you let, well, Uncle Alec, since you don't love me, since you don't want me, would you let me go with Mr. Starr? Go! I never want to see you again. Go! You can have him, white man. Take him. You mean I can go with him and move to the school and learn about Jesus? I said go on. I never want to. Oh, pretty good. I can go with Mr. Starr. Mr. Starr, I can go. Good. Yarrow was so happy. He knew now that somebody would look after him and care for him. So that's what Yarrow did. He got to go back home with Mr. Starr. He got to go to learn to read and write. He got to learn more about the Bible. And I just imagine when he got old enough, he went back to his uncle and his aunt and the other people. I imagine he told them about Jesus, about the wonderful thing he had happened to him, how wonderful he felt. He was really a witness for Jesus from then on. And you boys and girls could be a little missionary, a little witness to your playmates, going to school. You could witness along and tell all that you know about Jesus, how he's come into your heart, how he's made a difference in your life, and you could be a little missionary like Yarrow turned out to be.
I see, he also tells us in the Word of God to lay treasures in heaven and not on earth. And we're all promised a mansion up in heaven. For every one of us, we've already got a mansion that Jesus has prepared for each one of us. And all he asks us is to share that four-letter word with your neighbor. L-O-V-E. How many's got a neighbor that's a grouch? You know what a grouch is? A person that likes to give you a hard time.
I'm a grouch.
And let me tell you how to overcome that. You get down on your knees at bedtime and you say a prayer for that neighbor next door. Say, Lord, touch my neighbor. Soften his heart. Because you died for him the same as you did for me. And I bet anything, Jesus starts talking to that man's heart and he's no longer a grouch. Matter of fact, I bet he'll start talking to you and ask you where you go to church at. And he might even ask you, can you pray for me?